Yep, what's up everybody? It's Blueprint Sessions, your boy L-Zee, and we are live on Blueprint Sessions with my homeboy Steel and an awesome guest.
Yes, what is happening? What's going on, L-Zee? Shaz, are you good?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Wow, that was so fast. Okay, I don't want to do that whole thing. That's a little
What?
It's
awkward.
fine.
You gonna leave me hanging?
No.
Okay, fine, whatever. I didn't feel like shaking your hand anyway. I just wanted to like pretend like I did.
Okay, I don't want to talk to you.
Just
Hi,
for
Sharon.
courtesy's sake.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. So today I want to talk to you. Hey, you're wearing my cousin's t-shirt, actually.
Who?
Team Jesus. I never noticed.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun to...
It's all about Jesus, anyway.
Where do you guys get these t-shirts, Vele? Because like I want t-shirts like these.
Speak to one.
Speak to Bantu.
Is it? Does she sell them?
Yeah, she sells them.
But he does this type of thing where he pretends like he's interested in something.
And he just
when
never
there's
gets
cameras and what's not.
No.
He's like, where do you get this and that? And then he doesn't get it.
When else have I ever done that?
Do you want me to mention things?
Mention.
The art and art.
The Arts and Heart. I pretended like what? Okay, whatever. Oh, that's his album, by the way, for anyone who
It's not
doesn't
my
know.
album.
That's why he's kind of offended right now.
I'm not offended. I just know you do that.
Okay, what else?
Shut up. Okay, I want to talk to Sharon. Okay, I don't want to talk to you.
He
today.
can't mention anything else. Okay, let's go.
Sharon.
Let's do that too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. The lead worshiper
Yes, man.
and music artist. From PE, right?
No,
Where you from?
from Port Alfred.
Wow, I would have never guessed.
Wow. Yes.
Why did I think you were from PE?
I have no idea. Maybe because the abbreviations of these two towns, they're almost similar.
Yeah,
Could be that.
P-A-P-E.
I didn't even know that. I thought
P-
you were just like East London born and bred.
I'm East London born,
Yeah.
but I grew up in Port Alfred.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Nice town, by the way. I want to settle down there.
I know,
Get a
dude. Like,
beach
it's
house.
the best place to be in, hey?
But what's
Get a
up with the
boat
water
that I'll
there,
never
though?
get in.
The
Like,
only
what's
thing
up?
I really hate about the place, not hate, that I dislike, is the water.
What's up with
Oh,
the
I
water?
thought you
I
was-
have no idea. I think it makes it different. That's what makes it special.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
what makes
it's always
it's
always
special.
salty. Yeah, like I don't understand.
I know a lot of
Yeah.
people get sick when they get there, when they come from other cities and
Yeah.
towns and things because of the water.
Because of the water.
Yeah, and when you
and-
walk into a B&B, the first thing you'll see, if you're
Is
from a
get
different
your own water.
province other than the Eastern Cape, please do not drink the water.
Yeah.
And the thing is, apparently for people who live in Port Alfred, for them, like
It's
the water
normal.
tastes
Like,
normal.
I was fine with the water because I grew up there. And I was fine. We never had any challenges with the water.
'Cause they have a
Then when I
stronger-
moved out of Port Alfred and I went to stay in another city, when I went back home,
Sick.
did the things, made the things to happen. But anyway, be that as it may, I'm here.
Yeah.
Sweet,
Straight up.
man.
Yeah.
So, Sharon, how long you been doing music?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Just give us, like, your whole introduction, the whole background.
Wow, guys. Okay, I got discovered by my dad at the age of 5. My dad is a musician himself.
Really?
He plays keys, he plays guitar, he can sing. Oh boy, that guy can sing. I remember we were having a prayer meeting, like, you know, those family prayer meetings at home. And then my dad just started playing the guitar. And I remember the first song I did on that night was "Let there be love shed amongst us, let there be love."
Oh,
and
my
I
God.
started singing this, and my dad was like, "Hey, you come here. Let's do some more songs." So the prayer meeting ended up being like a session, a music session, and it went on, and it went on. And mind you, the next day was school, but my dad would just not let go of me, and he was singing.
So he
he was
made you
singing.
bunk school?
No, I went to school, but I just had a late night. Yeah. So it was just, and my dad could read, well, he still does, he still can. He can read music, so he taught me how to read notes on songs and things like that. So at that young age, you can imagine the information that I was getting and how careful I was even in the way that I sang. I paid so much attention because he taught me that. Yeah. So this thing has always been a part of my...
Wow, that's amazing. Can you play an instrument?
I play a little bit of guitar. Yeah.
Okay.
I play a little bit of
why
guitar.
haven't we seen you play?
I think, it's because I never put effort into the instrument itself. To me, it was not like I really want to be so good at this and I'm going to spend so much time doing this. I never had that with the instrument. That's why I was like, you know what, I'll just stick to the basics that my dad taught me, and if I can write songs with the basics that he gave me, I'll do that. And the basics are still working for me. I feel like the more I try and complicate by adding other things to what he's taught me, I feel like it's just messing up the session by itself. I mean, we are supposed to grow, but I just feel comfortable with the
Just
basics
singing.
that he's given me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now-
As long as I can work out what key the song is in and what chord structures I can use.
And I know she's strict about that.
Yeah, I'm very strict with
I know that all too
yeah,
well.
what chord structures I get that can accompany that key that I've chosen, and then from there it just comes naturally.
Okay.
So,
So I've got a question basically in regards to, because obviously we know that you're a Christian also, as you can see, Team Jesus.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Why do you have to throw that out?
I just have to representing Team
People should just
Team
know.
Jesus. Anyway, I don't feel ashamed. I don't care, man. I ain't ashamed or anything, okay? But
No, I'm not ashamed. People should know you're
Oh,
Christian
now
without
the-
you
now
having
the
to say you're
question I
Christian.
wanna ask- Now the question I want to ask now is, anyway, but Shaz, tell me, in regards to music, now, like, what's your background? Like, how many artists have you worked with? Who have you worked with? What have you done? Just like give us a
Yo, dude.
maybe like
The list is endless here. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
But I've worked with so many people. Okay, I've worked with a few guys from Joyous, like Mahalias. I've
yeah,
worked
I
with
remember.
Sean P. I've worked, oh gosh. The list. Loyisos. Like, the list is just endless. I can't really, because I don't want to leave anyone out.
Never D?
No, I've never worked with Neville D.
Never?
Okay.
No, I've never worked with Neville D. Yeah, a few secular artists as well.
Really? Just drop
Yeah.
a couple of names.
Oh, that I want to know.
I'd like to hear
That
that.
I want to know.
Can we
I never
leave
knew
one?
that side. I never
Okay, wait.
Actually, you know what? I'm not strictly gospel. I am Christian.
Oh, dope. Okay, I'd like to hear this.
I am Christian, and I'm
Yeah.
a born-again believer. I really am
Everything.
sold out for Jesus
Yeah.
and all of that shebang. But I think in my musicality, I've allowed myself to explore other genres of music, and that is what has grown me as a person and as an artist. In the secular, I love jazz, by the way. If there's one thing that I really listen to most of my time, it has to be jazz. Because that, I feel jazz, like, it opens your vocability up to so many things. You can do any genre of music if you're exposed to jazz and if you allow yourself to learn in the space of you
jazz.
listening. Yes, jazz is so broad. It's not that musical instrument thing only. Like there's vocal jazz, there's classical, there's neo jazz. We go on and on and on. So, yeah.
But you still haven't mentioned which artists you worked with.
Yeah,
Like-
she's like dancing around.
Okay,
this
what were you doing? Was it like, was it a duet type of vibe?
Okay, I've
Was
worked
it-
with Bumi Dlamini. He's a jazz artist.
Oh, okay,
He's a
okay, okay.
secular.
Wow. Make it seem like you were working with the DJ or something.
No, I've never worked with a DJ actually.
That's good.
Okay, in the secular side of things, I've really done more jazz. And a little bit of R&B here and there. Yeah, especially back in Cape Town when I was still there.
Okay.
Yeah. I was in a band called To Be One, and we used to get invited by different secular artists to come in session. And because they knew my vocal ability, they would be like, come, join me on the stage, let's do this thing. So, yeah, that's how I got to actually work with those people. It's through the band that I was in when I was in Cape Town.
So
Yeah.
what I want to understand, Because clearly you come from a musical family, because even your brother Shannon is
Yeah,
in music.
he's a beast.
Why haven't you guys done something as a family?
Sure.
Because you're all talented.
I think, you know, growing up in church and having spent our lives together in that phase of our lives, and it was a lot of time. We never really saw it as something that we can actually go out and give to other people in terms of package it and make it a product and sell it to people. We never looked at it that way because my dad was always about these gifts that God has given you is to worship God and nothing else. And that's how we looked at it. And he himself was not as exposed to what he could actually gain from having these talented children and him being a talent himself. So it was always in church, and it used, like, we enjoyed that. We didn't really envy the outside way of doing things and the lifestyle, because we were brought up in church. We that's what we know. That's what we've always
just enjoyed it together.
Enjoyed that.
KK life.
So when we got out of home, when we left home, went to study and whatever, we never, even then, my brother and I never really saw it as an opportunity to, again, package this thing. Because people used to be like, you know, you need to do something about your gifts and whatever. And I remember this one time, my uncle's friend, who was then an advocate for Sony BMG at the time, he was like, I need to record you guys. I need to record you. You guys, we were singing at a wedding.
Okay.
And he's like, I need to record these two children, because at the wedding, my brother was playing and I was singing, and this guy was like so taken, so taken. And I think I was like around 15 or something. I was still young, and my dad was like, she ain't going. You can take him, and she ain't going. So yeah, it's always been that thing of, okay, this is what dad wants. Let's keep to this. And it's worked. It's worked, yeah.
So then I've got a question, Gay. Like right now, at this stage in Sharon's life, what does Sharon want to do with this musical gift that that God has blessed her with?
I've always had this desire to start my own music school.
Okay.
And just bring the worship element to it, because I'm a worshiper. I'm a worshiper by heart, guys. Everything about me is just...
Still can testify.
Yeah, I can testify. That is true.
So, you know, normally what happens, okay, the famous thing is that, okay, you go to music school, you get your degree, and you become a music teacher, and that's where it ends. But I feel like there's something missing in that, and that is the worship element, because the person can have the skill and the talent and everything, but you find that is something that is still missing. Yes, the person is gifted in everything, but there is something that's missing. So that's something that's missing, I believe, is the worship element that will accompany that gift that that person has, to stretch it beyond its potential and beyond its ability and yeah, beyond its reach even. So I believe that that's what God is wanting me to do. Open that music school, train people in whatever interest they have in the music school, but bring the worship element into it. How can I worship God with my voice? How can I worship God with my saxophone? How can I worship God with the drums? You know, you just propel people to pursue that direction of the gift to make it more powerful. You understand? And that's what I'm living by. You know, I understand that I've got a singing gift and I've got an ability, but I always want to make it about him. Because it has to do something in somebody's life that's watching me, that's experiencing my presentation with this gift. It needs to penetrate somebody's heart. And that's always been my philosophy, if I can call it that. Can I call it that? Yeah. So worship is just something that I am so fond of. And yeah, in everything that I do, literally, I just like, God, you take center stage.
Okay.
And now I'll just come from behind.
Now, I want to ask a question for my benefit. Have you ever worked with a rapper before?
Hey, I've never really worked with a rapper.
You have, kind of.
I don't know if I can call him a rapper. Okay, well, he is a rapper. Yes, I have.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about Incense.
Incense. He had his album launch the other
Why
time.
wouldn't you call him a rapper?
Okay, never mind. I've worked with a rapper before, guys.
Yeah, hundreds.
In studio?
Not in studio. It was like a live.
Yeah, it was a
thing.
live session.
So I want to be the first one. I'm calling dibs. Okay, I want to have that. Be like, I want to be the first rapper who's worked with Sharon. For Steel,
Okay.
because I know that he's
I'm
been
in.
dying to do a song with you.
I'm in on your side too.
Thank you, Shaz. Thank you.
See, I just hooked you up, man. You should thank me.
I didn't need a hookup.
I'll send you an invoice.
Shaz and I have always been cool. So like, Jay.
Y'all both in Link FM and you still haven't done a song. Okay.
That is
Studio time is
something.
expensive. That's another thing, yes. And also getting the producer that maybe like that you'd be comfortable with or that you kind of like and the kind of feel for the song, because that's another thing that I usually hear musicians speak about a lot, because I'll be honest in saying I'm not really an experienced musician or artist or rapper or whatever you want to call it. But like I just noticed how whenever I watch these interviews or whatnot on YouTube and like these artists, like these major ones, they're so specific on the feel, like it has to be right
You know-
that's for a certain like voice and talent, like and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Funny you say that. Even us as now gospel writers or Christian writers, you can write me a song, like let's say a contemporary gospel song, and you give it to me. The first thing I'm going to ask you is, what was your experience when writing the song? Because I have to respect that.
Okay.
And I need to try and connect with your emotions as much as possible when you were writing that song to bring the best out of that song. So that's why I fight with a lot of producers, because they see something that can sell
Yeah. Okay.
as opposed to there was an experience with the writer.
Yeah.
You understand?
I hear you.
And that is what needs to connect the hearts of people to this person.
Yeah.
That is what's needed to connect the people's hearts to your writing.
Yeah.
You understand? And their argument is always, we need to sell a product. I understand that, fine. But don't take my experience away.
Yeah, that's true.
But in all honesty, this is why I hate the music industry. You could sell anything.
Yeah.
I mean, just the music industry as it is today
Yeah.
proves that you can sell it.
You could,
because
yeah.
music is garbage right now.
Did he
The
just
fact-
say that?
No, I really say that.
He did just say that.
Now,
but
music is really trash, man.
I'm saying from this. I can't control it. I can't hold him down. You know?
Yeah.
He's
Nah,
just
but
always
let's
gonna
be
go on
honest,
a
guys. Come on.
tangent.
Come on.
He's just always
Music's
gonna go on a
garbage now.
tangent. Oh my god.
Okay.
We need to bring back the 90s.
Aye.
That was
I agree with
that
you
was the
to an
best era of
extent.
music,
The 90s
okay?
now,
That was
bro.
the best
Yeah.
era
The
of
only
music.
way the 90s is gonna come back, and I don't disagree with that actually, but the only way the 90s is gonna come back is through samples. That's how you bring back the 90s.
We don't
No.
have to
No.
bring back the 90s. What needs to happen here is people just need to be realistic in their writing. Because a lot of times we take what society makes real and collect that, make a song out of that to sell. It's not, they don't engage their real heart
Yeah.
to the process. It's what's happening in society. We collect that, package that, and we sell it to make money. If you listen to the lyrical content of like your 90s R&B songs, there's such a message in each and every one of those songs.
Exactly.
Because they were writing from the heart. And when you listen to today, it's like, here's
It
some
still
nigga rapper,
resonates.
wow. You know, there's no message in it.
Especially the R&B for me, I feel in the 90s has such a message, because like you could tell, like, whoa, girl, who hurt you?
You know, like, I can take Boys to Men, for example.
Oh
Like,
my God.
You know, like, you take a simple song
Where
like...
guys would cry on songs and not
You
feel
know,
ashamed.
like doing just fine, getting along very well without, you know, that kind of, there's a message in that. So if you're just breaking up with your woman, they make you understand that, you know what,
You
you've
can
just
be fine.
broken
This is how
up
I
and you're gonna
feel.
be fine. You
Exactly.
understand? But today we don't have that, and I think that's what's missing. We don't write from the heart. We collect all this garbage, package it, and sell it.
Because record execs tell us what to write about now.
Yeah.
Like, no, sex sells. Just talk
Exactly.
about that. No, talk about drugs.
They give you like themes. What will sell? Even in videos now, if a woman doesn't show boobies or whatever,
Then no,
that
then
product is not good.
Yeah.
100%. And I can attest to that because, like, this new Nicki Minaj album, Jay, like, oh my, like, oh my word. Like, the album cover, bro. I don't care. Like, L-Zee, you go on a tangent sometimes. Let me go on a tangent also. But the album cover is like, oh my word.
But then that's always been Nicki's image, though. It's nothing new.
No. Like, have you seen the album cover for this? Okay. Like, I've seen Nicki Minaj's album covers. Okay, this one here, she was, I feel, literally like being told by producers, yo, if you want to come back, this is how you're gonna get come back.
Because she has a competitor.
Now.
Who's the competitor?
Cardi B. Who's like taking it to a whole nother level. Even though her music might not be that great, but her personality, people can relate to it a lot more than they can with Nicki.
She's ratchet.
Yeah. So because of that, Nicki Minaj now has competition, and I feel like execs are in Nicki's ear telling her, listen, if you want to compete with Cardi B in this day and age, this is what you're gonna need to do.
You see? Exactly what we spoke about just now. But you collect all these things from society. What will sell? What will not sell? How do you better yourself from what's currently trending to be the best and to stand out? That is the pressure that artists are experiencing. If you write from the heart, you'll be seen as the weakest, whatever. Dude, you're not gonna sell and whatever. But if you write from what they say you must write on, they believe that you're gonna make the bugs.
Exactly. Which is why, out of all females, the one female that I always respect is Lauryn Hill. I've seen a lot of female performers, but that woman never.
She stood her ground.
She stood her ground.
I love
Crazy.
Lauryn
She
Hill. She's
She
one of my
told
favorite, actually.
Everyone that she's not changing for anyone.
Yeah.
And she's Christian.
Yeah. That's another thing that I'm like, whoa, bro.
Dude.
Like the way she stood her ground, the way she didn't mind doing gospel songs like that, and like.
Even India is also a gospel now.
Yeah. Now. Yeah.
People are turning, man. And it's the
People are
that
beginning to accept that what they are being presented to is not the legit thing. Because in the process, they are actually forced to divorce themselves and marry what society requires of them. So some of them are fortunate enough to recognize that before they deep into this thing. Some might just die there. And that's the sad reality. But yeah, people like us will write from the heart. We'll continue writing from the heart.
I appreciate that.
So how many offers have you had?
Sure.
Offers for?
Contracts.
Record deals, okay, contracts, okay.
I've had quite a lot, actually. I've had quite a lot.
And what was your reasoning for turning them down?
You know, I have a lot of friends, like lawyers and things. And when we read the contracts, they're like, yeah, you're selling your soul here.
Yeah.
And I am so grateful to God that they are as honest with me at that moment in time, because I think at some point I get so excited because I was approached by, wow, oh my gosh, which I'm not going to mention by name, but I've had legit friends that will be like, Sharon, you're selling your soul here. And I've had to really sit down with myself and be real with the situation and make a decision based on what's good for me. You understand? And not what's good for them. Because 99% of these contracts actually are good for the people that you're signing.
That is true.
For. So I've had those kind of friends, and whenever I get sent a contract, and then when we argue certain things on the contract with the people, it's either they never come back, or they come back and say, okay, we can adjust. And when the adjustment happens, you'd find that there's other things that you discover in the contract
TNC.
that are actually not in your favor. So in that way, I was like, okay, you know what? It's fine. It's not easy to say it's fine because there's all these benefits, you know.
That you miss
Yo,
out on.
when you look at it, you're like, yo, there's so many things that I can get from this, but at the very same time, the foundation of this contract is selling my soul. You understand? And I just have to be real with the fact that, okay, I'm not going to own myself anymore. I'm going to become their product or whatever they want me to be.
And integrity matters.
Yeah, and I'm grateful to God for platforms like Harmony House where we got exposed to contracts and things like that, you know. They will sit us down and speak to us about these things. You know what? Don't do this, don't do that. They'll come in this way, but try and, you understand? And I remember one of the contracts came while I was with Harmony House and Mr. Will, he assisted, like, you're not signing.
Oh.
And I'm like, why, Mr. Will, why? And you're not signing. So we get taught a lot of things just besides the music in Harmony House. And we really were a family. Well, we are a family.
I still think Harmony House should have done their own thing.
No, wait, hold on. Because now I get you about to speak about Harmony House, but like I need Sharon to please explain to us what Harmony House is all about or what Harmony House is, because our viewers and myself and Jay.
Harmony House is a platform that just really not discovers but manages artists. And in the managing of artists, they also have their own thing going. Like they'll have their concerts and they'll have their whatevers, but initially they're just about taking care of whoever is under that umbrella and really they try and educate them as much as they possibly can.
I always thought Harmony House was a band.
It's not really a band because the thing is most of the okay, when we have a concert, they'll session, like they'll ask session musicians to come on board that they know are very good, because we are a very advanced group of people. Yes, so they'll get session musicians. I know my brother was one of the pianists there, Wayne Ferry, a couple of good East London bassists and pianists and drummers, you know. So they'll get to experience that whole thing, and it's just phenomenal. But it's really, they just manage artists. They've got a group which is called Harmony House Ensemble, but Harmony House manages artists.
I think
like things like contracts, if you get approached by Sony BMG and they want to give you a recording deal, they sit you down. Because you're under there, okay, you say, okay, Harmony House, I want you to manage me. They'll manage you. Sit down, okay, read through the contract, okay, you can sign under these conditions, but please ask them about this. And if they refuse to give you an answer on this thing, then you're not signing. And they don't just take anybody there. You have to be a born-again Christian and that whole thing. Because they're very particular about who represents them.
Okay. Sure. All right. At least now I got a better understanding about Harmony.
Yeah, I didn't know this,
by the way.
It's a brilliant concept. I don't regret being a part of the group. It was the best thing ever. I got to work with my favorite artist on the platform.
Okay.
Like your Mahalias, your guys.
Yeah, I remember One Voice. Oh my God.
Yeah, One Voice 2014. It was phenomenal.
Okay.
It was
That was
awesome.
the first time I heard Harmony House. I was
Your
like,
Patrick Duncans, guys, we've worked with those people. We traveled a lot as well. So it was really great.
In terms of like obviously getting paid for what you do, like your craft, like just fill some of us in. And like I'm about to now.
why must you?
I'm about to like try and.
I said to you, don't ask personal questions.
No, but that's not a
okay?
personal question, Chef. Come on. That's not.
Okay, you're asking in the context of Harmony House.
No, like, however, like from Shares before she was in Harmony House to Shares in Harmony House to Shares now, like whenever you get called for a gig, how does that usually work? Do you guys, like in terms of getting paid as an artist, getting paid for your craft, getting paid for what you're gonna be doing, like how does that normally work?
Okay, basically what happens before Harmony House, I didn't understand the business side of this whole thing. So if I get invited, I just go.
Okay.
It really wasn't something that I was expecting monetary value for. I just went and I just did what I was asked to do, and it was done. I get to Harmony House. Hey, it's a different ball game altogether. You don't get invited without sending out an invoice before you go on the platform. So they educated me about the business side of things. But okay, Sharon, people are beginning to recognize you now. Or well, you were recognized before, but now in a much more deeper sense. And the thing is, you see these people charge money for these concerts and things. So how do they expect you to go there? Let's say the concert is in PE. You need transport money, you need accommodation, like logistics, you know? So they came with that angle when they explained to me, because I was like, I'm not selling my gift. I love what I do, what I'm doing. And I don't want to put any price tag on it, because my dad taught me that way. But when they came from that perspective of there's logistics involved, you need to get there, you need to have a place to sleep, you need to eat, you understand? And they still expect you to be there on time. So you need to package yourself now. Guys, package myself. It sounds so business-ish. Like, it's a business because they are making money out of the concert.
Exactly.
So you need to make money as well. So you now present yourself as a product and you package yourself. What do you come with? For example, if I don't have a band, or if I do have a band, those people need to get paid. They need to get transport today. They need accommodation just like me. So if I go with a band, we put a nice price together and we go. Like, it will always be to be deposit before anything else. And then deposit on the day of the event. Then I leave East London and go to wherever I'm invited to.
And how much would you necessarily charge?
It depends. For example, if it's out of town, it honestly depends. If it's out of town and you want me with the band, because most cases people don't know my kind of style. Let's say in that group of people that are inviting me, only one person has been exposed to my style. And they invited me because they appreciated my style wherever they've seen me. I obviously have to think about, okay, band rehearsals. Those guys are taking time out just to practice with me. So there's a rehearsal fee. Rehearsal fee goes...
Professionals, bro.
It goes from something like, let's say if it's for an hour, it's like 150 Rand.
Per hour?
Per hour. So rehearsal fee will be 150 Rand per hour. So if we go for 3 hours, you can imagine the price. So I include that when I invoice.
But it's still cheap, though.
It is very cheap. But because I work with people that I know, like my brother won't charge me, I know. If Donnie won't charge me, Donnie the bassist, but I feel they deserve,
Just to say
because
thank
they're taking time out of their busy schedules to accommodate my thing. So out of the, not goodness of my heart, it's just courtesy.
Gratitude.
It's courtesy. I will give them something. You know, and I'll include that in the fee that I'll be charging those people, because they don't know that I don't have it now. I'll include it in there. Let's say, okay, we're practicing in the week of the event, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So those 150s, I just include them there, and obviously.
And do you like try like push the hours like when you're doing a session like rehearsal?
Because I'm so used to work, I hardly work with a band that I don't know. And preferably when I get invited out of town, I always prefer my band. My brother.
People you can flow with.
Yeah, people that understand me, people that know what direction I'm wanting to take, and yeah. So I always prefer those kind of people that understand exactly where she's going that way now. She's going that way now, you know? Yeah.
Before we close off, Sharon, I want to ask you a personal question.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah, man. So, obviously...
the way he's asking.
You a single lady.
Yes.
Yes. And you're a music artist. Do you want to marry someone who's in music?
No.
Because I'm very strict about that. And I know other people are like, nah, I don't want anyone in music because I know the stresses I have to deal with and whatnot. Now, me personally, I'm a very strict person. I want to marry a musician because I do not want to be on the road and my wife is left behind. And I don't want to do that. Do you think the same way?
Sure. I don't want to marry a musician. I want to marry a music lover.
Okay. Okay, I get what you're saying.
So you're a
And
fan.
he really has to understand me
Yeah.
and what I do. He can be involved in the process. Well, I want him to be involved in the process, but I don't want him to play any musical instrument or be a singer. I don't want him. No. I've always been strict about that. I just don't do musicians. I just don't do musicians. They're not my...
Nah, I'm strict.
Because the thing is, let's say he's got a gig somewhere else. I've got a gig somewhere else. It's already a division in the family.
Yeah, but it's better that way, though, compared to leaving them at home.
No. Somebody has to do something else.
Imagine still, you and I, we have a concert, right? We have to fly somewhere. And you have to leave Nikki at home. How would you feel about that?
Why is she supposed to be left at home?
Because she's working.
Yeah.
9 to 5, got on luck.
That's the life she chose for herself. He's choosing to be a musician.
Yeah,
So you're okay with leaving your
All
wife?
that she can
I'm
do
in the States.
is to support him.
I'm in nipple arms, bro. I'm in
When you go on tour, you're
Iceland,
going to
bro.
leave your wife at home?
Well, if there's, like, again, that's another thing, bro, because, like, you also need to pay attention. Like, okay, like, one of my biggest role models, now, is Lecrae, you know? And Lecrae, how he does it is, obviously, he tours the world like crazy, you feel me? So his wife is left at home with the kids, right? You feel me? So, yeah.
But you're incomplete
I have a
without your
problem.
wife.
Exactly.
You're not, but at the same time, like...
What?
Huh? What are you saying, bro?
Did he just say he's not incomplete without his wife?
No, I said he is incomplete without his
and I'm
wife.
agreeing
And
with
he
that.
disagreed with
No,
you.
and I said, yeah, no, you're not. Well, I mean, not
Ah.
complete. Basically, what I mean is not complete. That's what I'm talking about, right? However, in a setting like this, though, you know what I mean? It's a job at the end of the day also, you know what I mean? Like, as much as it is a calling, it's also a job.
Sure.
You feel me? Like, and it's just, it's work, bro. Like, if she wants to come and tag along, she can definitely come and tag along.
I think because we're different people, we can adjust to different situations and we can make things work. But I know that should I have a husband that's a musician, it's not going to work. Because that's just how I envision it's not going to work.
So, Shez, so wait, Shez, hold on.
It's not going to work simply because...
I think I understand her reason.
Wait, hold on. But
Thank you.
Okay,
I
wanna
know
understand.
why she's
I wanna
going
understand.
Thank you.
So do you want your husband to travel you whenever you touring or whatever?
You know what? Okay, okay. Musicians are a lot of work.
Yeah.
I've been exposed to relationships of friends of mine
Yeah.
who were musicians, who are musicians, who
Yeah.
dated musicians. Hey guys, I saw flames, eh?
Yeah.
Groupie love.
I was
No,
like,
of course.
no. And I was like, you know what? I don't want this for myself. Because, yes, we're going to talk marriage and everything. We're going to get married. And based on what we're saying, we hope things are going to work. But I've seen it, guys. Doesn't work. People that were so
let's not say it
in
doesn't
love.
work.
No,
It does work.
Let's not say
It does work.
Okay, well,
No, let's
from
not
what
say-
I've been exposed
yeah.
to, it just didn't work.
Okay.
And I don't want that for myself.
Yeah.
I hear you. I
And you get all
understand.
these chicks that will come to your
Groupies,
man and
exactly.
be like, hey,
I knew that was the
you
reason.
do the things that make the things to be done.
That's funny, bro.
So it's that whole thing, man. I think now I'm not,
Strict.
Particular.
I'm
about
particular, you understand? Because I'm an artist
that. Yeah.
and I'm very sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
for some
artistry
weird-
comes with
For some
sensitivity.
weird
And for
reason,
me,
that's the thing about artists. Like, they're
Poetry.
highly sensitive people.
I'm such a sensitive being, and I
Yeah.
know what will
crazy.
hit that sensitive button. And I'd rather not expose myself to that. I'd rather be dealing with a doctor that I know he's got a couple of nurses somewhere in the hospital.
What?
That's his environment. It's fine, I'm not exposed to that. But let's not be in the same field and...
And see the same
Huh?
stress. Yeah.
Now you've got fans. And they want autographs, they want
Who's that girl
selfies.
who's looking at you? Who's that guy? I was looking at you. You know, those kind of things. So I don't want those things in my life, guys. I've been in this industry long enough, and I've been exposed to a lot of things, and I'm like, hey, you must know what's good for you.
Yeah, true.
Because you know yourself.
Yeah, that is true.
That well.
Yeah, that is true.
You just don't want to expose yourself to anything that will be detrimental to your well-being as an individual. And it will take away your creative juices as an individual. So, yeah.
Alright, I ain't knocking your hustle.
I agree with that.
Anyways, do you mind giving people their handles or you?
Okay, my Facebook handle is Sharon Andy Mvandaba. On Instagram, at Andy Mvandaba, I think, I'm not sure. At Twitter, I'm at Andy Mvandaba as well.
Oh, is it like
Is
one
Andy
word?
your middle name?
Yeah. Guys, I've got so many names, hey?
Andy is one word.
I've got so many names. I don't know what
Andy's.
my parents were thinking, hey? But I feel like Sharon is the one that my mom was like. My mom gave me that name, by the way. Sharon. And I never used to like it when I was younger because I was like, I'm so black and I've got this white name.
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense. So I said to my mom, Mom, I need to make my second name my first name. My mom just refused. It's like, you're going to stick to Sharon.
Yeah.
So Sharon has always been the name that I was known for. And yeah, I've even got a boyish name, but I'm not going to say it.
Really?
I've got so many names. But anyway, yeah.
How many in total? Like?
3.
Oh, okay.
It's bad.
No, it's Sharon
I'm just
Andy's,
the
Maximum is 3
I'm not
names,
giving
yeah.
you that.
Your handles, man?
At Steel_Dlamini on Twitter. If you are ready for my Facebook drama, you can invite me on Facebook, Stelo Steel Dlamini. And then if you're ready for some preaching on
Facebook,
okay, cool. You can invite me on Facebook. Instagram, I'm not really an Instagram person,
Me too,
but yeah.
I'm L-Zee Braden's finest on all platforms. Yeah, I don't need anything specific. We are Blueprint Sessions on YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah.
So get to like and follow and subscribe. Anyways, man, it's been an awesome session. Like Sharon, I've never really spoken to her prior to this.
Never, hey.
Never. I've always
Like, we're
kept
the
my
kind of people
distance.
that, hi, Randy, hi, Sharon.
Like,
Wait.
That's it.
this has always been my vibe, like, hi, Sharon.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, wait, hold up. Before we close, right? Shaz, you're about to move to... Does everybody know? Not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay,
Why
cool.
would you?
All right. No. I thought everybody knew. I thought everybody knew right now, but okay, cool. So I just wanted to like put it out there in the Blueprint Session so that you know what I'm saying.
Let's leave that for another day.
You want to start your drama?
And he did say that if you want drama, you can invite me on
On
Facebook.
Facebook, okay? For my drama. All right, cool. For me, man, I'm saying peace out. No, just kill it. Huh? Oh, we ending it like that?
We're ending it like that. Sharon?
Thank you so much for watching.